What up, y'all? DCFAYGOGUY. Today, we are going to be reviewing the brand new project from Bukshot and Blaze Ya Dead Homie entitled Blockwork Morgue. This was made available for everybody at Hollowbleed 5 first. Those that went VIP also got a version of this album that is a little bit different. I believe it has one different track at the end. I didn't fully look into that. Should have. I didn't. But comes with different artwork, everything like that. It is available right now. This version right here is available right now over on mobstylemusic.com. As of me recording this, Saturday the 26th. Happy birthday, Whipstick. The album is not on digital streaming yet, but I had seen, I think, an interview with Faygo Lovers where Bukshot had said it would be coming basically within at the time of his interview, I think he said within like 10 days. So as of this review, in the coming days, maybe in the coming week, should be dropping on digital. And this album right here, I went into this, I don't want to say with high expectations, but with some really high hopes. In previous reviews, I had said that I wasn't a huge fan of Bukshot, but as time went on, there was a certain turning point for me where Bukshot really started to perk my ears up. And that was in 2019, when him and Boondocks, under the name Turncoat Dirty, released Hell's Kitchen. And on that album, they had basically rapped over like gangster rap type beats. If I'm not mistaken, those beats were from like old Death Row music or Death Row Records tracks. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on that. But that album was the one where he perked my ears up, and it made me realize that where I really like hearing Bukshot is in that gangster rap style. It just, for me, it felt like he really shined the best in that style. So when this album was announced, being with Blaze Ya Dead Homie, I immediately was like, oh, this is probably going to be some top tier shit from Bukshot. So going into this, I was expecting to hear some bangers. What I wasn't expecting is for this to be a straight banging fucking little EP. In the past, I've also said that Blaze Ya Dead Homie was one of my least favorite artists on Psychopathic. It was nothing against him personally, but again, in that kind of style of music, I'm from a small fucking town in Indiana, cornfields galore. So gangster rap was never really I'm hopping in the whip and that's the first thing I want to hear. That usually was never how it was for me growing up. And it's kind of continued on as today. Even Psychopathic Rioters, I don't listen to it very often. It's just not my vibe. So going into this, I did keep myself open-minded to the fact that, you know, in the past, like I said, Bukshot wasn't always my favorite. Blaze Ya Dead Homie wasn't always my favorite. I'm probably going to say Boondocks a lot in this review because Bukshot works like 90% of the time. It's Boondocks he's working with. So if I fuck that up, please don't comment. I'm subconsciously probably aware that I'm going to say Boondocks a lot. They've worked together a lot. And actually, on that note, I had seen where some people who have ordered this off of Mob Style Music have gotten this little flyer for a new Turncoat Dirty. Whether it's I think it might be a full-on EP or album. I think it's called Black Winter, if I remember correctly. It was Straight Edge Juggalo that I had seen post it. So shout out to him. But yeah, let's dive into this album instead of rambling on like, oh, motherfucker. So right now, like I said, you can order this. And like I also said, there was a variant version of the album that was available for the VIP holders. And originally, I was leaning more so towards the VIP artwork. The fact that you had someone like in the morgue with the toe tag. To me, it was very fitting to the name of the album. But then from there, I really started to think back to the album cover for Cadaver, and it almost felt like too connected to that, which again, it was still kind of cool because it kind of feels like it would fit very well into Blaze Ya Dead Homie's discography. So I've kind of gone back and forth, but what really made me fall in love with this one, and I'm going to kind of hold this up here nice and still for you guys, or flash the artwork on here, one of the two. You can see it's half Bukshot, half Blaze. And the thing that I didn't know about this, I have heard the name Clockwork Orange before. Stanley Kubrick, I think a movie from 1970, a very old movie. I'd always heard of it, never watched it. Megs was the one that made the point out for me. She's like, oh yeah, that's a connection to Clockwork Orange. And I'm like, kind of blown away. So when she told me that and I looked up the artwork, especially when you look at the back here with the track list, Like, this is like the cover here. I just immediately fell in love with this version of it. And then really kind of listening to the intro track, which is called Night at the Morgue, it made it almost theatrical. So I really have kind of drawn towards this album cover a little bit more. But I'm still undecided which one I like the most. So go ahead and open this all up. I don't always show the discs and stuff like that anymore. I'm going to try to get better at that if I own the CD. I'm trying to focus my reviews more so on talking about the music and stuff. You pull the disc off, and that's just what's underneath. So this is what you will get if you order it from Mob Style Music. Let's go over the track list, and I don't know if I'm going to play you all the tracks or if I'm just going to play you my top songs. But the tracks are Night at the Morgue, Blockwork, Panickin', Do It, War Story, LAFUD, which is, or JAFUD, rather, which is an acronym for Just Another Fucked Up Day. You have the Taken L remix featuring ABK and Turncoat Dirty. And you have a remix of Just Another Fucked Up Day featuring Monoxide. And Panicking features Jamie Madrox and Lee Ali. So going through this, I think I'm just going to give you guys my top 3 songs. And this might be a little bit tough. Like I said, this album, straight fucking banger. Absolutely was blown away by this. If you're in the mood for Blaze You Dead Homie, this is a really good album to put on. It's nice. It's short and sweet. I think it clocks in like 20 some minutes, maybe 26, I think it was. So it's a nice little listen if you got a short little drive. Bukshot and Blaze You Dead Homie, see what I said? They sound really good together on this project. They sound really great. It actually makes me want to hear more from them. And it made me have another thought, but we'll get to that. So my top 3 tracks, I would definitely say, is Blockwork.
Still rocking with that 12 gauge, with that broken safety. Nothing gonna change me and never will. They say the predator is loose, hunting for a kill. Me and Buck on that block, so you better take stock. Things we do for a meal, better guard your grill.
That starts the album off fucking great, man. When the instruments start and then the beat kicks in and fucking Blaze You Dead Homie just starts fucking killing it. It sets such a really awesome tone for this project that gets me hype. It's earwormed its way into my head, and I usually have it in my head throughout the day. I have like a 3-minute drive from home to work and vice versa. And usually I'll just hop in and let Blockwork play. And by the time that I get home, I got a little bit into Panicking. And I just fucking love the energy that Blockwork has. So that's definitely a top track. And I might preemptively say, I think that's my favorite track for that reason right there. So finding my other 2, I'm going to say, oh, this is tough because I really like Panicking. Like I said, it's a straight fucking banger, man. I'm going to say War Story.
Juggalos follow where the money goes. If they disrespect, leave them rocking bullet holes. 2 OGs running from the police, straight up at the morgue. Uncle bucking with the homie. You want beef? Well, you can get your issue here. Good grief, comes will make you disappear. Like sheesh, you gon' miss your dinner here. Like sheesh, nothing but some sinners here.
This is story, a war story.
That's definitely going to be a top track for me. I really like Blaze on the Hook. They keep on running their mouth. I love it. And I'm going to say Just Another Fucked Up Day.
Just another fucked up day. I woke up to a couple Molotovs for breakfast. Porch on fire, gonna be a fucked up day, I'm guessing. Looking like somebody out there trying to teach a lesson. Don't they know what dead man can't be killed? Why am I stressing?
Because that song, kind of listening to it, to me feels reminiscent to some early Blaze stuff. To me, it feels like something that could have been on Clockwork Gray. Like, all the beats on this were produced by Seven. I believe it's mixed and mastered by Rob Rebeck, who many might know as the guy that engineered and mixed KOD, a lot of people's favorite album from Tech Nine. So I absolutely love this project. And Just Another Fucked Up Day it's something that makes me think back to, like I said, Clockwork Gray. Sorry, I'm getting distracted because my fucking computer's on and things are popping up. I'm going to lean towards the remix. The remix and the regular version are exactly the same. The remix just has Monoxide on it. And honestly, I feel like in this case, maybe what should have happened is, because I know they released Just Another Fucked Up Day as a single, maybe what they should have done for the actual project is not even put the regular version on, but just put the one with Monoxide on there. And then maybe have like the final track be Just Another Fucked Up Day. I don't know. What I did on my Apple Music, I just deleted the regular version. That way the album ends off on the remix with Monoxide. Because I feel like that's a great album closer as well. You get that Just Another Fucked Up Day. It's just another fucked up day. It's a great closer, I feel like, to it. Because, you know, I don't know. It just kind of makes me feel like with what Night at the Morgue sets up, which is the intro, it's ROC, and he's basically like that, what would you call it? The neighborhood, like the guy in the neighborhood that has like all the details. Like he's got the tea. He's the guy to go to if you want to know something going on in the neighborhood. And it's presented where he's talking about how like these two guys from the morgue on Blockwork Street keep coming out and taking out their opponents, or taking out their ops essentially. And then they don't just kill them. They've been taking them back to this morgue and like incinerating their bodies at the morgue. And then the police came and found them, or the police tried to come and get them, and they didn't even make it out. They got killed. It was like a nice little setup for it that went into it. So just kind of thinking about them going out and killing and, you know, taking care of their opponents, I feel like sets the tone for how Just Another Fucked Up Day ends the album, of like, it's just another fucked up day of us going out and, you know, taking care of business, or, you know, and that's not really the tone of the track, but that's just kind of the tone that I took for closing out the album. So one of the things I wanted to make a note of, and I have plans, or had plans, to like go find artwork for a movie title or a movie that could be themed for another EP, because, you know, the whole Clockwork Orange thing has me inspired. Like, what are some movie titles that we can use to make a fucking EP out of? You know what I mean? But Take an L, the remix, which the original version is on Helter Skelter, The Accomplices 2. And there's a track on there that is Bukshot featuring Blaze and ABK. And I think essentially it's them as Drive-By, because in the, like, during the course of that track, you know, before each respective verse, Bukshot comes in and more or less gives like a little intro. And when he does a little intro for ABK, he talks about how like a person who goes out and will just get rid of anybody, that's an anybody killer. This is some drive-by shit. So he gives a little drive-by shout out, which immediately makes me just think like this track is Blaze and ABK as drive-by. And this particular remix features Turncoat Dirty. And I immediately had the thought like, we need a drive-by and Hell's Kitchen project. So Bukshot, if you're watching, let's make that happen. I know you got a lot of irons in the fire right now, and I'm not saying like in the next year, maybe in the next 2 years, maybe for Hollow Bleed 7, right? 2 years out. What if we do a full concert where it's Hell's Kitchen and Drive-By, and at that Hollow Bleed, there's a new project that's Hell's Kitchen and Drive-By. Make it like another 7-8 track EP where it's all four of you guys just fucking killing it over some killer beats. Like, I immediately just had that thought, and I was like, I kind of want that to happen. So I'm going to manifest that energy out there if I can. Bukshot, if you're watching, let's spitball some ideas. Or, you know, I don't want to stick my fingers in your pie. If this is an idea you like and you want to run with it and you don't want any input, like, do it, man. But I just think that that's something that would be fucking killer from you guys. Hell's Kitchen and fucking Drive-By. That would be a dope project. I'm just calling it right now. So yeah, those are, like I said, straight banging album. If you have heard Blockwork Morgue, tell me down below what are your favorite tracks. And if you haven't heard it, like I said, you can go buy the CD right now on Mob Style Music, and it should be dropping on streaming very, very soon. Once you have heard it, if you haven't, come back, tell me what you like about the album. Tell me what you don't like about the album, but always remember to be respectful. Anyways, I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.